Hello everybody, this is Llodg, and today I'm going to be talking about my favorite quest in Dragon Age 2. Today I'm going to be talking about and walking you through my favorite quest in all of Dragon Age. If you haven't played Dragon Age 2 to at least Act 3, then I highly suggest that you go play it because I don't want to spoil you on one of my favorite quests in all of Dragon Age. In the middle of Act 2 of Dragon Age, you are living with your mother in a nice new fancy house in Hightown after climbing your way out of poverty. Hawke spends his time helping people, the city of Kirkwall, and learning more about his party members. Eventually you go back to your home in Hightown and start the quest, All That Remains. When you come back to your house, you learn that Hawke's mother, Leandra, is missing, and after seeing white lilies, Hawke realizes that she's been taken by a man who has been kidnapping women all over the city. We know this because we've had numerous quests before that are trying to find this man, and since we failed to find him, he's taken our mother. You follow a lead through Lowtown and even follow a trail of her blood that takes you straight to the kidnapper's hideout. Within the hideout, we see a body of a woman who looks like our mother, and it's Alyssa, the woman from the previous quest prime suspect who we helped get away. But in the end, we couldn't help but delay her demise. The hideout also has a bunch of notes scattered around, and they are creepy to say the least. And they are almost like research notes, going along with the progress of whatever they're doing. Further in, we even find some sort of shrine, and there's a painting of someone that looks surprisingly like Leandra. Eventually, we find the kidnapper.
I was wondering when you'd show up. Leandra was so sure you'd come for her.
Where is she?
You will never understand my purpose. Your mother was chosen because she was special. And now, she is part of something greater.
Spare me the demented rambling. Where is she?
She's here. She's waiting for you.
Here, my heart absolutely dropped. Something I knew we'd see from the second I saw this woman sitting in the chair. Behind him, sitting in the chair, we see Leandra, our mother.
Love. I pieced her together from memory. I found her eyes, her skin, her delicate fingers. And at last, her face. Oh, this beautiful face. I've searched far and wide to find you again, beloved. And no force on this earth will part us.
In this shot, if my heart wasn't already in my stomach, it sinks so much. The absolute horror I still feel seeing her like this. The scars on her body, and just knowing what happened to her, what happened to our mother, is sickening to me. It doesn't help that he goes through everything he did either, and all of this, just to recreate the woman he loved. And now there's only one thing left to do. Fight the kidnapper and all the shades and demons he summons to help him. Throughout the fight, demons will appear, and each of them has a name: Nanette, Alyssa, and finally, Leandra. These are all the women he sacrificed to create this thing. These are all the women we couldn't save no matter how hard we tried. Throughout the fight, we can even see Leandra, and even standing there, she just feels off, almost like a zombie. This isn't the woman who is our mother anymore. Finally, we kill the kidnapper, and this is the scene that made me cry.
Mother!
His magic was the only thing keeping her alive. I'm so sorry.
I knew you would come.
Don't move, Mother. We'll find a way to...
Shh. Don't fret, darling. At That man would have kept me trapped in here. Now, I'm free. I get to see Bethany again. And your father. But you'll be here alone.
I should have watched over you more closely. I should have...
My little boy has become so strong. I love you. You've always made me so proud.
I'm sure you can tell why I cried from the scene. Our mother's final moments. In this scene, I like to play Hawk as regretful and within the 5 stages of grief, trying our best to beat the odds and save her, even though there's nothing we can do for her. And this line still gets my eyes watering.
My little boy has become so strong.
Leandra even had a suitor. She still had a full life ahead of her. And despite our efforts, we couldn't even save our own mother. We return home and have to tell our uncle what happened. Gamlin felt like an antagonistic figure up to this point, but hearing that his sister is gone breaks him down. And honestly, I now look at him in a better light because of it. Sure, he did some bad things in the past, but he's still a person who didn't want to lose his sister. I always have Hawk blame himself. It feels like the natural thing he'd do. If he was better at doing what needed to be done, we'd still have our mother. If you didn't know, in Dragon Age 2, Hawk will always be a human, but you are able to choose which class you'll be from Rogue, Mage, and Warrior. I chose Mage, and honestly I feel that in this quest, that choice just makes it even more tragic. In this instance, I like to play Hawk as someone who, despite having magic and coming from a father who had magic, is super regretful of all that magic has done so far.
Magic's always run in this family. It's a curse. Now even your mother's fallen victim to it. I wish you never told me what that twisted son of a bitch did to her. I wish I hadn't asked. I hope you killed him. Good. I hope it hurt. You've had a long day, so I'll go to the gallows to talk to Carver. He'll need to know about this. Take care, my boy.
While silently grieving in her room, if you have a romantic interest in the game, they'll come to comfort you, trying their best to lift your spirits, or to even see the bright side in killing him. This game also has companion dialogue if you go to the spots to talk with them, so even though the quest is officially over at this point, they will still speak with you to see how you're doing, like this Aveline talk where she'll even talk about her own family to make us feel better, and we get to learn more about her. It feels so real compared to some other games that have their quests that feel so segmented from one another. And then if you go to Varric, he'll tell you to watch out while dating your romantic partner, so being a true friend. I wish we got to hear what Carver's reaction would be. I know there's a chance he's not here in the story if you make certain decisions, but I believe it would have made the quest even better, though I guess Gamlin does go off on mages in a similar way to how Carver might have reacted after being with the Templars for so long and everything. Going into Dragon Age 2, I was a little worried I disliked this game so much. All I had heard about Dragon Age was that Origins was amazing and it's practically downhill from here, with 2 being extremely disappointing. But when playing it, I was totally enamored with the story and side quests. I had it in my mind that I would really only play the main story quests and then quickly move on to Inquisition, but I ended up doing every side quest that was available to me. Quests like these, where their whole stories are interwoven into previous quests that started hours ago, made me really fall in love with this game. We had a quest that was about helping a guy find where his wife went, and hours later it turned into finding our mother, who's taken by that same guy. The companions are my favorite in any Dragon Age game. I loved hearing them talk, either to each other, to me, or even trying to enter the Kunari base.
Hey, I think I knew that man back in Antiva. Bye!
This isn't to say that I think this game is perfect. I mean, if you've been in one dungeon, you've been in them all, but the story gripped me throughout the whole thing that I could look past the reused environments to know what would happen next. When playing games like this, where your choices matter at least a little bit, I'm always curious if there was some way to change the outcome. Maybe we could save our mother. Maybe hours ago we could have done something to keep her safe, or to catch the kidnapper before her mother was even a target. In this instance, no, there isn't anything that we can do to save her. I wish there was, though. Dragon Age is a series where in one playthrough you can make a choice that might be totally different from another. Maybe on this playthrough, you'll romance someone completely different, maybe you'll choose a different class, or even side with a different faction. I just wish we had one more choice to make, to change this outcome.